So Jericho has been eating what I would say is a proper carnivore diet for cats since maybe like late 2022. And he's been on 100% raw since 2018. But by proper carnivore cat diet, I mean chewing on whole prey, chewing on raw meaty bones, chunks of meat and organs, minimal supplements. So really whole foods. Previously, he was eating ground meat, bones, and organs and a supplement premix. So it was definitely a step up from commercial cat food. But I think the ideal and ultimate proper carnivore diet for them is, what they would eat outside, which is whole prey. I started the carnivore diet, the human version of the carnivore diet, 3 months ago. So it's been 3 months for me, only eating animal products, and I've seen really good results. With Jericho, the best result that I've seen, chewing on whole prey, chewing on raw meaty bones, is that it's cleaning his teeth. So on the left side, he does not have any inflammation, so he's able to chew on his left side. He had some plaque and tartar, comes right off with the chicken bones specifically. I didn't see as great results with whole prey quail because quail are very small, so their bones are not as hard as chicken wings and chicken necks because chicken's much larger, so he's gonna have bigger bones. So I saw much better results once I started feeding chicken wings and chicken necks. The plaque and tartar just came right off. On his right side, he does have inflammation, so he avoids chewing on that side, so I'm still working on that. But chewing on that stuff is really great, not only for the teeth benefits, but also the mental stimulation. So we have sedentary cats that live indoors, and we can play with them and provide them with enrichment like cat trees and comfy little beds for them to nestle up in and feel safe and warm and cuddly. But of course, it's also important for them to chew on stuff because that sends a lot of positive signals in the brain and then also works the face muscles. So it's overall mental stimulation and enrichment when they're actually chewing on whole prey and raw meaty bones. So it's more than just the nutritional benefits of calcium and phosphorus and the fat from the wings, the skin, but it's also this mental stimulation and enrichment and teeth cleaning benefits. My favorite part about my carnivore diet results after 3 months, actually I got this result like immediately. And sorry to my brothers out there that probably don't want to hear about this, but sisters, you will definitely appreciate this. Pain-free periods. Absolutely no pains whatsoever. It's amazing. So the first thing that I did when I was introduced to this diet was I started adding butter. And then the week after I got my period, no pains. So literally just adding more fat to my diet helped. And then, so I'm just ending my 4th cycle since I started carnivore. So right before I started carnivore, I had it, and then it's been 3 months, so I've had 3 more. And previously, I was eating very plant-based heavy diet. A little bit of meat, but it was lean meat and 2 eggs a day. So, but I was eating lots of variety, like 5 to 6 different vegetables. I would rotate the vegetables that I ate every week, rotate the nuts and seeds that I ate every week, and the fruit as well, dried fruit, fresh fruit. I mainly bought from the farmer's market what was local and what was in season. Maybe a few things at the grocery store, obviously nuts and seeds, can't get those locally. But for the most part, it was a lot of what I thought was healthy variety. And I would overeat, I would binge, and then I just felt like a glutton. And I would end up ordering food, and then that's where I would go down and get stuff that my body doesn't react well to, carbs, breads, stuff like that. Pizza, flatbread, oh my gosh. That really messed up my periods. So I went from like 8 or 9 days, spotting before, spotting after, and very, very painful to the point where I couldn't do anything. I just had to force myself to go to sleep. So it was really bad. I would lose a day of work, lose a day that I could be spending at the park, lose a day that I could be doing things for Jericho, like can't even get up to play with him, like super, super painful. PCOS, endometriosis, PMS, you name it, I had that kind of pain. But now, even like the just adding butter, no pains, And then every month since then, it just gets better and better. So no pains, absolutely no pains. And from 8 or 9 days down to 5 days. So no spotting before, no spotting after, much shorter in duration. So, I mean, that's my favorite benefit of the carnivore diet so far. I mean, even just immediately right away, just from adding butter alone, it's crazy. So another carnivore diet result that I like with Jericho is just the fact that I'm feeding much more variety and relying less on synthetic supplements. So Jericho's diet consists of whole chunks of meat, raw meaty bone, and chunks of organs and whole prey. And really I just supplement with kelp for iodine, and he has a fresh catgrass plant. He nibbles on that whenever he needs it. I think more for the digestive help. And the feathers from the whole prey quail and chicks also help with that digestive aid. The next benefit that I've noticed with my own carnivore diet is that I'm not binging and I'm not overeating. I also haven't ordered food in over 3 months. So I'm also saving money. I'm saving time because I'm not blending and preparing and cutting and washing and sauteing this and roasting that. It's funny because a lot of people might think like, oh, that's so boring. All you eat is meat, butter, and eggs. But I have so much more time back to do other things. And meat, butter, and eggs is delicious. I eat beef, butter, and eggs, and it's delicious. And I think what's boring is, like I was saying before with the period pains, like literally I had to stay in bed. I was either in bed or in the bathroom. And that horrible feeling of feeling like you have to come out this end and the other end is awful. There's no boring compared to how bad that pain is and how uncomfortable that is. Just these results is. And the other thing also is with the overeating and binging, like I would stand in the kitchen and eat half a jar of peanut butter, half a jar of coconut butter, half a jar of almond butter. I would make raw granola out of pistachios, dried dates, what else? Millet, coconut flakes, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, blend it all up, and it was supposed to last me 7 days. I would eat it up in 2 or 3. And then I would feel guilty afterwards. But now, and I also used to eat like 5-6 times a day. And then on top of that, if I would order food and I would eat super late, like right before I went to bed, now I eat twice a day. That's it. It's so much more freeing when, I'll be honest, you're eating for nutrition and not for taste. Because previously I was eating I thought that I was eating for nutrition, but then I would veer off and eat for taste and I would overindulge. And then I would get the painful periods and then I would feel weak and just guilty and I would feel like a glutton, and I just feel so much better now that I've gone down and just feel much more satiated, and I don't overeat. I don't have cravings at all. Oh my gosh, when I was eating bread, I would eat like 6 slices of bread a day. Forget about it. And it's just so much better on this diet because I don't have those cravings anymore and I get to eat as much butter as I want. But the good thing is, like, you don't overeat though, because you feel full, and then I get to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm done with food. Whereas previously I would eat an entire bowl of vegetables, some meat, and then on top of that still want to eat, and then on top of that order food, and I would order ribs or something like that. Like my body knew exactly what I needed. So it's just that big difference of having that better relationship with food and not feeling drawn to it and not feeling like a pull to it, basically. I'm not thinking about food all the time. I'm not like, what am I gonna eat next? I used to eat while I'm eating and then I'm thinking, what's my next meal gonna be? That's awful. And so it's really freeing, and I don't think that it's boring at all because these benefits completely outweigh it's going to be boring eating only this, and this, but I really don't think it's boring at all. It's been 3 months and I'm not sick of it. I do kind of branch out and eat tongue, which is nice, and I'm going to branch out and eat other things, like sardines because they're so nutrient dense, but I'm just sticking with clean animals and butter and eggs. Now, another benefit for Jericho's carnivore diet is better bathroom habits. So a lot of people will say on kibble and canned food that their cat's poop reeks. And I've experienced this when I was working as a cat sitter. I would go to the client's apartment and I walk in and the smell just smacks you in the face. Oh my gosh, it was awful. But Jericho's poops, they're easy to pass, they're small, they're well formed, and they don't stink. It's like he'll go to the bathroom and you know it because you hear him going, but you don't smell it, which is amazing. And it's just so much easier to clean up, and his litter box is just so nice and easy to clean up, and it's just such a great benefit. And that just means that he's digesting his food and there's little waste that's coming from it. Now, my carnivore results in the bathroom aren't as perfect, so I'm still kind of fine-tuning that. My issue is, and this is the case with pretty much everyone, is the hot liquid fat. So after I cook the meat, even if I use the slotted spoon and try to, not include basically a soup of hot fat, but sometimes if I cook eggs with ghee, that's hot, and then so that hot liquid fat basically just goes right through you. That's why it's better to eat it cold. So when I eat cold butter, completely fine. When I eat cold beef the next day, like I cook at night, eat it the next day, completely fine. But whenever I eat the hot liquid fat is when I have the problems. The time when I did have perfect bowel movements, I'll say to be nice, was when I was eating ground beef, egg yolks, and beef tongue. So what I did was boiled and simmered it, peeled the skin off, and then sliced it and fried it in ghee. Nice and crispy, love it. So that's all right with me if I gotta eat more tongue, but I just have to figure out. I did also experiment last month 2, of eliminating egg whites and just doing egg yolks, because a lot of people, nutritionists, dietitianists, and doctors say that a lot of people are allergic to eggs and don't realize it, and the egg whites can cause inflammation. So I just eliminated that to see if that would help. Month 1, I ate way too much cheese, and my BMs were the opposite of what's happening now. But so I'm still fine tuning, but again, the pros absolutely outweigh those minimal cons, because it's not like I had perfect, what's that Bristol stool chart? It's not like I had perfect Bristol stool chart poops when I was eating a bunch of plants, very far from it. So it's not much of a difference with that. It's not like I went from perfect to not perfect. So I really like it, and I'm going to continue on it. Like I said, it's been 3 months, and what I plan to do is incorporate more sardines and also incorporate more tongue because I like it. I might try lamb tongue instead of beef tongue because the beef tongue is huge. It's massive. That one beef tongue could last me an entire week, whereas if I do a couple lamb tongues here and there, like that would be like every other day or like a couple times a week instead of having it every day, every week. I also want to do liver and stuff like that. So if you have recipes, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. And you can check out this video right over 𝐤𝐄𝐄 to see my carnivore diet versus Jericho's carnivore diet to see what we eat in a day. Thanks for watching.